It's Modwell. Am I remembering correctly?
Modwella.
Modwella.
So you just think of like modern wells.
Okay.
And you just smash them together and you get Modwella.
Is it Daniela from Modwella?
Yeah, but I go by Danny.
Okay.
This is Toradol. It will help with headache, aches and pains,
Perfect.
inflammation.
Because I got full body aches and pains right
Are you sick?
now. No. Oh.
Oh,
Go
speaking
from
of
there.
allergies, are you allergic to any medication?
No, the only thing I'm allergic to is like a bee sting.
Oh, ooh, do you die?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
This is glutathione. This is a very powerful antioxidant supplement. It helps a lot to get rid of toxins in the liver.
Okay.
So I love to give this one for hangovers, but it's also really good for just like general detox.
Perfect.
This is B12. Obviously really good for energy. That's also really good for brain fog and like cognitive focus.
It's everything I need in my life. This is about to be my best podcast ever. I'm not going to lose my train of thought once.
I'm gonna put some vitamins up in the bag. I put some vitamin C up there already. I'm putting up some B complex vitamins, which are all your B vitamins like thiamine, riboflavin, B1 or B5, B6, B7. And those ones people can sometimes taste when they're going in the IV or
Okay.
smell. So let me know what you smell and or taste.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna be adding a little bit of magnesium in your bag. It's really good for muscle recovery, aching, cramping. It helps people feel like really relaxed and just kind of chill.
Okay.
Some people don't notice it. Other people are like super sensitive to it. And like, I had one guy tell me that he just felt quote unquote super chill. What does the magnesium supposedly taste like? It's the B complex vitamins that taste something. And like, people usually tell me it tastes like the Flintstone multivitamins I used to get like as a kid.
Okay. All right, welcome back to the JMach Podcast. Today we have a special guest, and we are sponsored. This episode is sponsored by Modwella Health, a modern health company. And today we got the manager of Modwella Health, Danny. I apologize.
Hello.
How are you doing today, sis?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
How are you actually doing now?
I think I'm still good.
Okay.
I'm a little high strung always, so there's always like a little bit of lingering anxiety.
What helps you manage that since you're aware of it?
And I actually don't think I manage it.
No?
No. Actually, I've gotten into sourdough bread making.
Okay.
And that actually really helps me a lot because I stopped focusing on like all the noise, and I just have to make my bread, feed my starter, like do my stretch and folds. And if you know sourdough, you know what I'm talking about. So right now your eyes are glazed over, so you probably have no idea what I'm talking about.
I know the bare minimum. I know that sourdough has a starter and you can pull from it. My parents' neighbor owns a pizza company, and they have a sourdough bread starter that's over 100 years old.
Wow.
And so the wife just maintains that and keeps it going. So
Yeah.
because of him, I know a bare minimum.
A little bit about it?
Yeah.
Oh, so you do know. Okay.
And then I can just assume by stretching and folding, you're literally stretching it out and folding it back in.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. You found yourself like a new hobby, a new routine. So do you have to work with that bread daily, or how does that work?
No, I just feed it once a week. I try to make bread with it once a week, and then put it in the fridge the rest of the days.
And what do you feed it? Like, how are you feeding bread?
Right. So the starter, you just feed it flour and water. In some recipes, they use flour and milk.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't understand how you keep something bread alive for 100 years and it still be good to eat.
Yeah, I don't understand that part either.
Okay.
Especially since I've like started making the sourdough, because I'm like, because you take from it to make your bread and then you feed it again, and in my head I feel like I am diluting like the 200 or 100-year-old starter. So I'm like, is it really 100 years old or 200 years old now?
Right. Like at some point, the 100-year-old dough had to be gone, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what the people.
Well, it started 100 years ago. It's the same batch from 100 years ago.
Right.
All right. They kept it alive somehow.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just dive in straight into your story. And could you tell me a little bit about your childhood?
Yeah. I was born in Provo, Utah. And like, I can't really remember like my father in my life. My parents divorced when I was really young. I'd say probably when I was like 2. And so I've been raised like single by my mom. Mom. Yeah.
How was your childhood? Like, what'd you enjoy about it?
I was pretty independent. Like talking about like your 2-year-old doing stuff all by herself. Like, I think that was me, like my whole life. Like my mom was a single mom and she was trying to go to school full time and work full time and raise 2 little girls. I have a little sister as well. So we didn't really have like the typical like parents telling us what to do, when to do it, like having chores or like a curfew. Like growing up, I had no idea what those things were.
Okay.
And neither did my mom. So like I remember like we'd get home from school and then I would go leave and like play at the playground or walk around the block or go play in the parking lot and just come home whenever I wanted. And like my mom was never worried like where I was, who I was with when I was coming home, because she was just so busy like doing school or working. And she also worked night shift. So like if she wasn't working, she was sleeping. If she wasn't sleeping, she was at school.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that feel growing up? Can you look back and be like, man, I wish I saw my mom more, or I love having this freedom?
I don't feel any like sadness or like remorse growing up. I think just because like as a kid, you don't know any different. Maybe now thinking back, like when you asked me that question, I did feel like a little sad.
Okay.
But like thinking back as a kid, like I didn't feel sad at all. Like it just was the way that it was.
It was
And,
your
like,
normal.
Yeah, it was my normal. And like when my mom was with us, we had fun.
All
yeah.
right. That's awesome. And how was high school for you?
We moved around a lot in high school. So every year of high school life, I went to a different high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. It
Okay.
was hard to like have a friend group or like make friends because like I was always moving around a lot.
And how does that affect you to this day, do you feel?
I think I still don't have like a friend group. I'm like the friend that is friends with everyone and just kind of fits in with whatever group they're in.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
like a chameleon. And you can just
Yeah.
blend. I feel that 100%. Like you just blend in with whichever ever group you're with.
Yeah.
But then I don't feel like I have a core group for myself.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that makes me a little sad. Like I wish I
For
had like
sure.
my go-to like group of people, you know. Right now
Right.
that's just my husband and my dog.
There's nothing wrong with that because you're creating your own family and your own lifestyle. And now you
Yeah.
get to decide how to do that and move forward. But yeah, it is kind of lonely if you think about it. Or I'm talking about myself, not necessarily for you.
I can relate.
Okay, good. Because it's like you could get along with everyone, but then it's like you can't rely on anybody.
Yeah, I feel that a lot. And then I also feel like in my personal life that because like I'm friends with everyone, I have a hard time getting close to anybody, like really having like that true best friend kind of person. And then like also I feel like there's this new like trending thing going on TikTok called the floater friend.
Okay.
And like that's how I feel. Like I feel like I'm the floater friend that people know I'm here, but they don't exactly think of me when they're like, "Oh, let's have a game night." They'll invite everybody else but me, or "I want to go get some coffee." They'll invite everybody else but me because
It's like
I'm
we're the
like
last
that
one
floater.
picked for the team.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah,
and that
for
makes
sure.
me so sad and so lonely, but at the same time, I just keep telling myself that, you know, if they don't think about me to invite me to those kinds of things, then they're not really people that I want to have in like my inner circle.
For sure.
And I'd rather spend my time with people that want to spend time with me.
Absolutely. I'm going to challenge that thought though. And how do you feel that is due, in lack of better words, how do you feel like that's on you, right? Like, I'm not allowing people to get close to me, but I'm making it seem like nobody wants to get close to me, right?
I
And so I'm
see.
always that quote unquote floater friend. Like I'm either here or I'm not, but I'm not like necessarily wanted, but I'm also not necessarily not wanted. But it's because I have my walls built up
Yeah.
because I don't let anyone fully in. I have this I have this feeling like if you hurt me once, you're gonna hurt me again. So I don't necessarily want to be
Hurt again.
I don't want to be hurt
Yeah.
again. But like I don't fully let people in and I know that's on me.
Yeah.
I just not sure how to work around that.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. I'm a Scorpio.
Okay.
So I'm like completely loyal and like everything you said was literally like vibing with me. I'm literally the same way. And I feel like if I do really like you and like I really want to be friends with you, I do give you multiple opportunities. And if you don't like meet up to those opportunities, then like I'm done. Like I just don't want to feel like I'm the one that's constantly fighting for the relationship, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. Like joining the Marine Corps, right? You have all these friends back home and they're like, oh, we're going to come visit you. We're going to come visit you.
And they never do.
No. And even when you come back home, right? I don't know if you go back to Utah, if you have friends in Utah or whatever it is, but it's like you travel all the way back to Utah to go visit people and they still want you to come to wherever they're at. They're not even willing to meet
you
you
halfway.
at your house or, halfway even. It's always like, oh, while you're here, if you can come to me. Now I get everybody has a life and they're not just free because I came home. I
Yeah.
understand that. But like, I want you to put in that effort for me. I want to
Yeah.
feel that effort. And maybe I'm pulling a blind eye and a curtain to it, right? because I just want to believe that they're not there for me like I want them to be. But I also got to accept that maybe it's me that's not allowing them to be there.
Yeah. Maybe you just enjoy being alone more. And like you said, like, you don't want to get hurt again, so you have those walls up, so it's not going to happen.
For sure. Being alone is so peaceful, and then it turns into a point where I'm just self-isolating too much.
Yeah, I feel that.
And then it gets to that point where, like, now I feel awkward in social settings sometimes because I'm like,
totally the awkward person.
Yeah.
I hate going to parties, especially like just social gatherings where you just like walk around and chat with people. I'm like, I don't understand. First of all, what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
I see you all the time. I could just text you if I wanted to just chat. So, like, if we're at a party, like, I want to do something. Like, let's play a board game. Let's play a video game. Like, we're doing something fun. Like, I don't like soirees. I'm the awkward person. I don't know what to talk to you about. And then at the same time, it doesn't feel genuine just trying to, like, small talk.
See? All right. So we are pretty much like similar because I'm not the small talk person. I want to get to know you.
Yeah.
Right? So group settings, I hate because the people aren't who they really are. They're only acting a certain way because they're in front of people and they're trying to impress somebody or be a certain way.
Yeah.
Right? But I want to know who you are, what makes you you, what makes Danny Danny,
Yeah.
what makes you get up in the morning, what pisses you off, like what have you been through, like how can we connect to one another instead of this surface level bullshit that you're sharing. It's just like I don't mean that directly towards you, so I apologize, but it's just like on social media, right? People only show you what they want you to see, and it's normally all the positivity, but you don't know what they're going through as soon as they turn that camera off or the picture's over. They could have hated life, but they put a smile on for that picture, you know?
Yeah. And then I feel like if they do show you like their vulnerable side, like what they're actually going through and stuff, like people might be like, well, are they just looking for clout? Like, are they just trying to get, at least that's what goes on in my head. Like if I were to show people like how I'm really feeling or what's really going on in my mind, like, oh, she's just doing it so people will like her video. She's just doing it so people will comment and check on her and see how she's doing.
Absolutely. I could feel that. And I'm going to tell you that nobody that's doing better than you is going to talk that shit about you.
That's true.
So that person is either not as far off in life as they believe you are, or they're definitely struggling themselves. They're the insecure ones. They wish they could be as vulnerable as you're being and sharing. Putting yourself out on the internet, I learned you are really alone.
It's hard.
It is scary.
It is scary. But I also think it's kind of fun.
It is.
Like I love posting and creating reels, and like I love like clipping the videos in a way to make it like very artistic and like syncing the audio. And like I know, like I've always thought in my head, like I know other people are way better at like interior design or home decorating. I know people are like way better at making sourdough than I am. Or I know people are way better at like doing IVs and providing in-home health and wellness services to their clients. But the difference between me and them is that I'm willing to put myself out there and be vulnerable and create this content, and they're not.
For sure, yeah. And we just got to start, right? And we also can't compare. But I'm just as guilty, right? Because I know there's so many more better podcasters than I am. I suck at speaking. I'm terrible at this, right? I'm just my own worst critic.
Yeah.
And I got to take what you're saying and like basically just start and just keep going, right? Somebody's always going to be better than you. Even the billionaire, there's somebody better and better off than they are, right? We can't focus on comparing. We can only live in our lives and improve our lives. So if we're continuously posting and improving 1% every day, then we're doing it.
Have you ever like looked back to your very first podcast or very first post or very first reel that you've ever posted? Like there's such a big night and day difference in like that very first one to the one you posted now, and like the way you talk and enunciate, I'm sure there's a big difference.
Yeah, I don't even have to look back.
You know.
I know. My first one.
You're like internally cringing just thinking about
100%. As you were saying that, I was like, dude,
you're like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, no.
I don't even want to think about it.
To begin with, when I first started, I didn't have my amazing audio engineer. and I was doing everything by myself last minute. So I wouldn't even do video. I was too afraid to be in front of camera, on camera or anything like that. So it was just like Zoom audios.
Yeah.
And they were trash. I'm so grateful for everybody that did a Zoom audio with me because you got me going, kept me going.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, it's bad. And I even see the artwork that I did, like the designs that I do.
They
I
just got
constantly am
better.
changing my designs because I'm like, that shit looks old. That looks boring. It's not as
Yeah.
fresh or as clean as I want it to be. So,
Or it doesn't resonate with you anymore either.
right. Absolutely.
I love to read self-help books.
Okay.
And like my husband really is reading like this book right now called The Millionaire Mind, and he always plays these little like parts to me, clips that like really stood out to him. And I can't remember exactly like what part or exactly what it said, but he basically said that as you're progressing and growing, you're always going to feel like you're behind because you're always trying to get to that next level. You're always trying to get to that next level. And like I think it's important to recognize that you are constantly growing, and that if you never had that next step to look up to, then you're done. Like you're basically like stagnant. Like
Yeah.
you have nothing.
Complacency kills.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you shared that because I do feel like I'm falling behind and I do feel like I'm failing. Like we have so many people that want to be on the podcast. I just don't have enough time or resources to make that happen.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I'm letting them down and I'm disappointing them. Yeah, I get it.
It's good though that your podcast is growing and you have this list of people that want to support you and support your cause. Like that's amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you. Let's get back into you though. So senior year, did you know what you wanted to do next?
I feel like I've always known what I wanted to do growing up. It was always three things, and it
Okay.
was usually because I had like these little obsessions as a child. Like I love Jurassic Park, like OG Jurassic Park girl fan over here. I'm pretty sure it came out the same year I was born though, so I have no idea how I'm obsessed with it.
Okay.
But so Jurassic Park, I was like, I'm gonna be a paleontologist, dig up dinosaur bones. And then I also love the movie The Mummy.
Okay.
And same thing, I'm pretty sure it came out the year I was born, 96. So I have no idea how I have come to love those or knew about them as a kid. So The Mummy, I wanted to be an archaeologist, go to Egypt and dig up the mummies and learn about Pharaoh, blah, blah, blah. But my mom and like the women in my family, we just have a long line of being in healthcare. My grandma was a nurse, and then my mom became a nurse. And as a kid, I remember we would watch Untold Stories of the ER, and we would watch like Broken Bones or like, I don't know, crazy whatever stories they put on Untold Stories of the ER, and like that stuff would fascinate me. And I'm like,
Okay.
that is so cool. Like, I want to be able to be the one to take out the sword in someone's side or something crazy like that. So I wanted to be an emergency room doctor growing up. And then as I got older, that just kind of seemed like too much work. That's kind of a funny thing to say, But it's a lot of schooling. It's a lot of money. And when I got to college and like senior year, my mom helped me decide that nursing school would be a good stepping stone to medical school. And I've learned of a few like doctors that were actually nurses before they became doctors. So we thought that would be like a good step in the right direction. And I just kind of got stuck in nursing. And I'm not too sad about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So then
really
maybe
enjoy it.
Maybe you should reframe the way you just worded that, right? You said you got stuck, but you got happy.
Yeah.
You found your calling, you found your passion, and now you get to make content and do the nurse aspect of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to reframe that yet because I'm not stuck. What would you say?
Now you're putting me on the spot for your kind of what I just said, right? That you're not stuck. You found your new calling, your new pathway. You found something, you found an avenue that you
there we
never
go.
expected.
That's right.
And you're making it into your highway.
Yeah, and I love nursing. It's so diverse. I've done so many different things with it, and I've learned so much being a nurse. Like, I worked on an orthopedic floor, taking care of patients like with knee replacement, shoulder replacement, back surgery. I worked on a cardiac step-down unit, helping primarily like heart failure patients. I've worked at a plastic surgeon's office, like doing all the mommy makeovers, and I loved working in the plastic surgeon's office. I did travel nursing. I worked in the ICU. I worked in the operating room. I've worked like in a regular telemetry unit. And now I'm doing this, the mobile nursing. And I just love this so much. Like, it's so flexible. And I feel like traditional nursing jobs, they just don't allow for like that flexibility and the normal like day-to-day life that a person should have, like sleeping regular hours or like, you know.
Yeah. I get it. Like, because when you sign up to be a nurse in a hospital, you're like signing your life away to that hospital.
Yeah,
in
it
a sense,
feels
right?
that way 100%.
I have a morbid question in a sense, but while you were working in all these different floors and areas of nursing, how were you able to handle like death or
Yeah.
when something didn't go right and you lost a patient or something like that? How have you been able to handle with that?
Um, I don't know if I've done anything specific to help handle it. I probably should see a therapist for it. I'm pretty sure I
Okay.
just put it like in a little black box in the corner of my mind and just kind of tucked it away.
Okay.
But I just feel like that's what you kind of have to do when you work in healthcare, especially like in the intensive care unit or the emergency room. You just don't have time to like process things. I remember during COVID, I was working in the ICU, and I had a post that I posted about on Instagram of a picture of one of my ICU rooms doubled up with 2 beds, which is not normal. Every ICU room should have 1 room. And in the caption, I said that the 2 patients that were in that room literally died, I think I said 60 minutes from each other. They cleaned and wiped the rooms off, and within the second one dying, I had already another patient coming in to fill the room. I'm like, you don't have time to like process the deaths or what you've.
It's almost normalized.
It is normalized, and I don't think it is normal to see
Right.
death and like try to save someone's life over and over and over again. And I just don't think I did process it. Like during COVID, I definitely did not process it. I crashed, I burnt out, and I did leave nursing for like 4 or 5 months before going back into it.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you were able to get back into it. However, I do feel like, so there's a word, and I'm going to butcher it, and I hate saying this word.
Compartmentalized.
Thank you. I can't say that word. I add that extra syllable in it, and I can't figure out how to get it out right. But I feel like that's what you're doing with all those instances or traumas. Like you said, you're putting it in a little black box and pushing it back. One day that box is going to get full, and I don't want it to explode on you.
Yeah.
So maybe making your sourdough is your therapy, right?
Yeah.
Because you're able to get out of your mind and just focus on the task at hand. And it's just something completely different than nursing. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I preach, I think everybody needs therapy. I don't care who you are. Therapists need
so.
therapy, right? We all need to talk to somebody that's going to be unbiased or
Yeah.
not in your relationship or in your life to a degree. And so you can just open up and let all this out. And then they can also validate or invalidate your thoughts and
Yeah.
feelings and help you express those. And maybe you keeping all that shit bottled up and blocked in, because I'm sure you're doing that about your childhood as well, because we all do. That's also probably leading to your little version of isolation, like self-isolating. Because I know it's doing it to me too, right?
Yeah.
I've been hurt, so I don't want to go out and get hurt again.
Yeah.
But that's not healthy. And I'm recognizing that the more I talk to other people, because there's one gentleman I'm talking to, and he was hurt by females in the military.
Oh.
And I don't want to share his story per
Yeah.
se, but now he has a bad taste towards female veterans. And I'm like, dude, that's just like saying every cop's bad.
Yeah.
There's bad apples. Every nurse is bad because one hurt you, right? No, that's not the case. Like, yeah, there's plenty of bad nurses. There's plenty of bad cops. There's plenty of bad podcasters. But that doesn't mean we're all bad. You know, you just got to find the right one for you. And we can't allow one thing from our past to hinder us. We got to keep that in mind to protect ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But we can't use it to harm ourselves. And I know I fall into that of, let me just stay at home. Let me
Yeah.
just burying myself with my children because like that's all I wanted to be was a dad. Now I'm a dad and I'm overwhelmed by it.
Oh,
I'm
it's
overstimulated.
definitely hard. Yeah.
Yeah, this constant need for being touched or looked at or dad, shut the fuck up. I love you to death, but please
Stop.
stop.
Yeah.
Let me use the bathroom just in private, you know?
Yeah.
Everything my wife complained about, now I'm experiencing it. I'm like, oh my God. But I'm so grateful for my kids and the opportunity to be a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, for sure.
I keep talking about myself instead of you. I apologize.
I think I just have like that aura or something because whenever I'm around people, they just like verbally, what's the word, vomit on me.
Diarrhea of the mouth.
Yeah, and they just tell me about themselves, and I'm like, I'm okay with that. You can tell me whatever you want.
Yeah, same. You hold that space and you make people feel comfortable and safe.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
don't know what I do, but people open up to me, and like I appreciate that.
Yeah, but this is supposed to be all about you, so.
Josh, I will say we're getting close to noon, so
Okay.
just so you're
Thank
aware
you.
of the time. I forget that you have to watch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. You're good. I didn't look at it either, but that's all good.
I will share something about what you said about like your feelings with your kids. I feel like I'm getting older. I'm only 28, but
Damn, you're over the hill.
I know it's all downhill from here.
No.
But I was raised Mormon, and I feel like being Mormon, I got married older. My husband and I were both 21, and I remember like growing up in the church and going to college as I like turned 18 and then 19 and then 20 and I didn't have like a boyfriend. I was like, I'm going to be that old maid that's never going to get married, you know? And then we both found each other and we got married at 21, and that to me at the time felt old. And like now that I tell everybody that I was 21 when we got married, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you were so young." And I'm like, "Thank you." Like I do realize that that was young to get married, but still being a part of that culture, like my family will constantly ask me like, "When are you going to have kids?" Like you're 25. When are you going to have kids? You're 26, 27, 28. And my grandma's constantly telling me, she's like, if you keep taking care of yourself, by the time you want to have kids, you're not going to be able to have them. And like listening to you like tell me your struggles with your kids, and I'm like, well, that's why I haven't decided to have kids yet, because I recognize that it's a hard thing to do, you know, and I don't want to have them and like regret them or like despise them.
Right.
You know, I want to love them unconditionally. And I probably have some mommy issues actually.
For sure.
But like my mom, even now, and as we were growing up, would tell me, well, what would you do if I didn't have you? You know, you wouldn't be here right now. Or everything I'm doing is for you. And I'm like, you chose to have me.
Right.
Like, I didn't choose to come into this world. I'm grateful that I'm in it now. But, like, that wasn't up to me. And I feel like a lot of parents feel that way, that they had kids and they've done all these things for their kids and now their kids owe them. And I'm like, that might be like a super twisted way of thinking of it. But I'm like, I feel like kids don't owe you anything. You know what I mean? Like, you chose to have them. Like, it is now your responsibility to feed them, clothe them, house them. And, like,
It's not my fault you have to work 2 jobs because you chose to have 2-3 kids, right?
yeah.
Now I'm grateful that you're doing that.
Right.
However, don't be making me feel guilty for it.
About it, yeah.
Yeah. And I absolutely want to say I believe you got married young, but it just plays into like the way we're raised and that mindset. Like it really, back to me, right? It really fucked with me because I thought by the time I was 30, I'd have all my kids, I'd have my successful career and all that. Technically, I didn't even start having my own kids until I was 30.
Yeah.
Right? I do believe that there's never a perfect time to have kids, and you're never going to fully be ready for them, right?
100%.
But whenever you deem you're ready, have kids.
Yeah.
Next time your grandma asks when you're going to have kids, be like, when are you going to die, grandma? Like, stop asking me this shit. You know, don't obviously say that, right?
I think I should ask her. She'd probably laugh, honestly. She keeps saying she's going to kick the can any day now, and she doesn't.
Okay. So then be like, yeah, grandma, I'm never going to have kids, but when are you going to die? All right. But yeah, no, I don't know. Kids are great. they're a lot. I would say try to get your life in as order as you possibly can. Travel as much as you want, unless you're in a position to be able to travel with your kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no perfect time, and whenever's right for you is right for you. And those guidelines that either we created for ourselves as kids or that got created for us, we don't have to follow those, right? Society's all different. Like you said, we didn't know any better growing up. Everything was normal because that's all we knew.
Yeah.
That's what, like, I have friends right now that are 36. My wife didn't even have our youngest until she was 36, 37, right? So that I get your biological clock's ticking, but there's time. And just because society says do it one way doesn't mean that's what it was for you.
Yeah.
So whenever you're ready. All right. So since I do have to start wrapping this up here soon, I do want to learn more about Modwella.
Yeah.
So-
Let me tell you a little bit about it.
Please.
Okay, so Modwella is like literally a mashup of two different words, modern wellness. We just kind of smashed them up together and came up with Modwella. We recognize as a company that our healthcare system is kind of broken, and makes me so sad, like hearing like the horror stories that people have told me, like going to the hospital. And like I can sympathize with that as well, which is funny because I'm a nurse too. So you think that I would have trust in our own healthcare system because I work. And like I'll just give a really quick like little example. Like I remember one time I got the flu. Oh no. Well, there's actually several stories, but I'll tell you about the flu.
Okay.
And I went to the doctor and he told me you have the flu, and then he was like, there's really nothing we can do like for you with the flu. We could prescribe you, Tamiflu, but sometimes it works for people, sometimes it doesn't. He's like, you just kind of have to wait it out and work through it. And I'm like, this was literally like a waste of my time. It was a waste of my time to drive here. It was a waste of my time to wait in the waiting line to see you, for you to tell me that I have the flu, which I kind of knew, and for you to tell me that you can do nothing for me. And I'm like, what was the point of this whole meeting?
Yeah.
So then I went home. I called up one of my nurses to come give me an IV with like vitamins, all the electrolytes, Toradol for the fever. And like literally the next day I was feeling 50% better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so Modwella as a company recognizes that there's like a disparity between like the healthcare system, and we want to be kind of that bridge to help mitigate that.
Okay.
Or completely just be like your sole like healthcare system. We want to take the power away like from traditional healthcare and like insurance and just put it like in the patient's hands and just help them feel empowered to achieve like their own health and wellness goals without like insurance telling you, no, you can't do that. No, we won't cover that. That way this is all in the client's hand, and then they can achieve their goals.
Yeah, so you're getting away from that Western medicine, which it lines up perfectly with who I'm becoming, right? Because I don't like Western medicine anymore, right? They're treating it, but they're not curing it or helping it. And I even with my little kids, I hate taking them to the doctors because I'm like, oh yeah, they got the cold or the flu. So we went there just to be verified that we got the cold or the flu, and then they send us home with nothing, and our little girls are still sick, right?
And then you have to pay the insurance premiums every month, and you have to pay your copay, and then you have to pay the doctor, and like you literally got nothing out of it. And I'm like, so what am I paying all this stuff for? I'm not getting healthier. I'm not getting treated. I'm not finding like the cause of this.
Okay, absolutely. So I'm already feeling better from this IV that you gave me, and it was the smoothest. I said it earlier. The line getting started, I felt no pain. I didn't even feel that poke that I usually feel. So if somebody is listening and they want to find you and have some services, you go directly to them, correct?
Yeah, we can meet them like in their home. We can meet them at their podcast studio. We can meet them at their business office. I've literally gone to like help dentists, hygienists feel better at work.
And how can you and Modwella be found?
You can look us up on Google, modwella.com, and from there you can book your services with us.
Awesome. And typically, how long does everything take? Like, is there initiation forms that we have to fill out? How does this work for you?
Yeah, typically it takes like maybe 5 to 10 minutes to book your appointment online, and then the whole IV process can take anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour, like from the nurse coming to your door, you filling out the forms, the IV infusing and then payment and everything.
And what symptoms would somebody have that you think would be best that you could help them with versus like you're not going to be able to cure everything, so we are still going to have to go to the Western medicine hospitals and that, right? But what do you guys like to cure or work on?
Yeah, we love to help people like achieve literally any of their health and wellness goals. So if you have a cold, IV is really great for that. High dose vitamin C will kick like that virus out and help you feeling good. Hangovers, these are amazing for that.
Perfect for the veteran community.
Yeah. Travel, a lot of clients like to get pre and post travel.
Okay.
I really love to get them for traveling as well, just because like I feel like airplanes are so stuffy with like that recycled air. I always feel ill like after traveling in them. So these are really great for that.
Awesome. Again, thank you, Modwella, for sponsoring the podcast and hooking it up with the IV. I look forward to staying in business with you and connecting and staying in touch with you as well. And thank you for coming on the show, Danny.
Thanks, Josh. It's been fun.
Thank you. Are there any saved rounds, anything I missed that you would like to address before we end?
No.
All right. I put her on the spot. That's okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're not supposed to keep talking after I hit the applause button.
I know. But that's how I like to end it, and I totally forgot till I heard the applause, and I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll hit it anyway.